Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling one of the most common, and frankly, most annoying check engine light codes out there. P0420, which stands for Catalyst Efficiency Below Threshold. I know, it sounds super technical and a little scary, but don't worry. We're going to break down what it really means, what causes it, modes, and most importantly, what you can do about it without immediately panicking about a huge repair bill. So, you're driving along, minding your own business, and boom, that little engine light pops on. You get the code scanned, and it's P0420. What is your car trying to tell you? In simple terms, your car's computer, the ECU, is saying that your catalytic converter isn't working as efficiently as it should be. The catalytic converter's job is to clean up your car's exhaust, turning harmful pollutants like carbon monoxide into less harmful substances like carbon dioxide and water. To do this, your car has two oxygen sensors. One is located before the catalytic converter, called the upstream sensor, and one is located after it, the downstream sensor. The upstream sensor's reading fluctuates a lot as it measures the raw exhaust coming from the engine. The downstream sensor, after the converter has done its job, should show a much more stable, steady reading. If the downstream sensor S reading starts to look a lot like the upstream sensor's, meaning its S fluctuating wildly, the ECU concludes that the converter is cleaning the exhaust properly. This triggers the P0420 code. Now, here's the part everyone wants to know. What causes this? Does it automatically mean you need a new, expensive catalytic converter? Not necessarily. While a failing converter is definitely a possibility, it's often the last thing to check. There are several other culprits that are way cheaper and easier to fix. First up, let's talk about those oxygen sensors. A faulty downstream O2 sensor can send incorrect data to the ECU, making it think the converter is bad when it's actually fine. The sensor itself might be lazy or failing. Similarly, a problem with the upstream sensor can cause the engine to run too rich or too lean, overwhelming the converter and making it seem inefficient. So, before you condemn the converter, it's crucial to test the oxygen sensors. Next on the list are exhaust leaks. A leak in the exhaust system between the upstream and downstream O2 sensors can suck in extra oxygen. This will mess up the downstream sensor S readings and can trick the computer into setting a P0420 code. Look for cracked exhaust manifolds, broken gaskets, or rusted pipes. Sometimes you can hear a leak as a ticking or hissing sound, especially when the engine is cold. What about what's going into your engine? Misfires, for example, are a major catalyst killer. When a cylinder misfires, unburned fuel gets dumped into the exhaust system. This raw fuel then ignites inside the hot catalytic converter, causing it to overheat and melt its internal structure. This will permanently damage the converter. So, if you have a P0420 code, you should also check for any misfire codes like P0300, P0301, and so on. Things like old spark plugs, bad ignition coils, or clogged fuel injectors can all cause misfires. Speaking of fuel, using the wrong type or poor quality fuel can also contribute to the problem over time. Contaminants in the fuel can clog up the catalyst. Similarly, if your engine is burning oil or coolant due to worn piston rings or a bad head gasket, those substances can coat the inside of the converter, poisoning it and rendering it useless. So, always check your fluid levels. So, what's the game plan? First, don't rush to buy a new catalytic converter. Start with the simple stuff. Scan for any other codes. If you have misfire codes or other sensor codes, fix those first. Clear the codes and see if P0420 comes back. If it does, inspect the entire exhaust system for leaks from the engine all the way back. If you don't find any leaks, the next logical step is to test your oxygen sensors. You can do this with a good scan tool that shows live data, watching the voltage graphs to see if they are responding correctly. If you've checked the sensors, fixed any leaks, and addressed any engine performance issues, and the P0420 code still stubbornly returns. Then it might be time to face the music. Your catalytic converter may have reached the end of its life, but by following these diagnostic steps, you ensure you're only replacing it if it's truly necessary, potentially saving yourself hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Remember, a check engine light is just a starting point, not a final diagnosis. I hope this helps you understand the P0420 code a little better and feel more confident in tackling it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.